So you're thinking about making the move to San Diego, or you're already here looking for a new neighborhood and you want one that's community oriented, a place that just feels like home, has a unique character, and that when you're there, you just say, hey, no place is like this. So if that's what you're looking for, stick with us because we're going to explore the top 5 neighborhoods in San Diego County that have a community feel, in my opinion. Hey, I'm Dan Beer with Beer Home Team at eXp Realty, and I love working with people just like you making the move. So if you want to set up a Zoom, phone call, text message, email, just go to the first pinned comment, and I've given you a bunch of ways you can contact me. Also, I respond to all comments. Oh, and don't forget, tap that bell for notifications and subscribe so you're the first to know of any changing market conditions in San Diego. With that said, let's jump in. First on the list is Ocean Beach. This is a place that has a unique, eclectic character. There's nowhere else in San Diego that if I were to blindfold you, drop you in and say, this is Ocean Beach, you'd believe me, because you wouldn't. Only Ocean Beach feels like Ocean Beach. It is bohemian, it's coastal, it has beautiful views, and of course, it is the home of Sunset Cliffs, one of the most underrated, underutilized, and just kind of local spot right along the ocean. It's a beautiful, beautiful state park that, again, is so vastly underutilized that I encourage you to get out there. You'll be shocked at the lack of crowds and the abundance of beauty. Definitely somewhere to visit. But back to the environment that is Ocean Beach. It's laid back. It's a hippie vibe. It is just a chilled out place that you're just going to walk down the main drag. Great restaurants, really some of the best food in town. In fact, I go very frequently with my family, take my son to OB Noodle House to get their wings, their famous wings, and it's just the type of place where you can find little hidden food gems if you're a foodie that, interestingly enough, not a lot of people in San Diego are talking about, but again, Ocean Beach just kind of gets lost in the mix. Point Loma is right there, right? It's sharing that peninsula. In fact, if we just do a quick geography lesson here, if we look at the geography of San Diego, there's the big peninsula that you can see from downtown, and people think of that as being Point Loma. And in fact, because it is, especially from the downtown view. But on the back side of it, or the western side of that same peninsula, the majority of that is actually Ocean Beach. And then, of course, just north of it is much more famous, much more well-known Mission Beach and Pacific Beach, then followed by La Jolla. So because Ocean Beach is tucked in between all that, Point Loma, downtown, Coronado, all these very famous places, then it just seems to kind of get lost in the mix. But with that, it develops its unique character because it has this amazing way of having a local feel while still being right in the middle of our San Diego coastline. And of course, we get a lot of tourists on our San Diego coastline. But Ocean Beach tends to have just a much more kind of just preserved local feel. So my favorite things to do in Ocean Beach are the Wednesday Farmers Market, the OB Street Fair and Chili Cook-Off, the OB Holiday Parade, the OB October Fest, which is freaking awesome, by the way. You cannot miss that one. That's like every single year, get that on your calendar. It's the best in town. And, of course, all anchored around the OB Pier, the pier being what probably the most well-known landmark in Ocean Beach. And if it's not already utterly obvious, Ocean Beach, often abbreviated to OB. Finally, distance to the beach, well, 0. It's right on the beach. It's right on the ocean. It's awesome. Again, Sunset Cliffs, absolutely beautiful. And in close proximity to one of my favorite parts of San Diego, one of my favorite places in San Diego, which is Cabrillo National Monument, which is a must-see, officially in Point Loma, but so close it's worth mentioning here. About 11 minutes to the airport, by the way. Median price, $1,761,000 for a detached home in Ocean Beach, while you can find condos in the $700,000 range. Now let's go to our second neighborhood, which is going to be probably the absolute polar opposite to Ocean Beach, the kryptonite to Ocean Beach. This is a completely different galaxy to Ocean Beach, and that's Del Sur. But while Del Sur is a very much kind of cookie cutter, planned neighborhood, it's, floor plan 1, 2, and 3, and it's various collections, and, just all the community parks, and it's as suburban as it's going to get, it still makes this list because there is no other suburb in San Diego County that has so much community pride like Del Sur. And I'm talking about people coming from the neighborhood to all of the events that take place over the course of the year, like the 4th of July event, which is huge. The Memorial Day event is huge. The poker nights, the adult dance parties that they have over at the clubhouse. I mean, people have a true pride in Del Sur. As an example, there's neighborhoods just within very close proximity. And if somebody were to mistakenly say, hey, you live in one of those, Del Sur people are going to say, no, I live in Del Sur. On the school side, it's anchored by Del Sur Elementary and Design 39, both excellent, acclaimed schools. Del Norte High School is right there in the neighborhood as it borders Del Sur on the west side of the school and Forest Ranch on the east side of the school. And of course, both neighborhoods share the school. And you really just can't go wrong. Like if you're looking for block parties and poker nights and girls' nights and all those sorts of things, in a way in which you know your neighbor, they know you, and you have all the opportunity to just have a true community, but be out in the suburbs, then Del Sur's a can't miss. As far as location, it's located nearest the 56 and the 15 in Del Sur, right off of Camino del Sur off the 56. It loops over to the 15 where it becomes Camino del Norte. As far as proximity to the airport, you're looking at about 34 minutes to the airport and about 20 minutes to the beach, the nearest beaches being those in Del Mar. Median home price in Del Sur is now about $2 million. Condos and townhomes about 180, so pushing on $1.2 million. And, it's really no surprise because, again, has become not only one of the most desirable communities in San Diego, but across Southern California. So make sure you check that out. Let's jump over to our third community, which is going to be Coronado. And if you want a place that, again, has a unique feel that you could never think is another place in San Diego, it's Coronado. It has this almost kind of what I would imagine, because I've actually never been there, but this kind of Martha's Vineyard, East Coast, very just beautiful kind of Rhode Island-ish, at least in my imagination, energy to it. Surrounded, of course, by water on virtually 365 degrees of it. Most people think of it as an island, though there is a tiny connection called the Strand that goes all the way down to Imperial Beach, heading south on the south side of Coronado, connecting it to Imperial Beach, the Coronado Cays being part of the Strand. The main access point to Coronado, of course, being the world-famous Coronado Bridge. It's a San Diego landmark icon. Can't miss it. That beautiful blue bridge. It just kind of lets you know you're looking at a picture of San Diego County. And one of the things that I love about Coronado is how flat it is. It's rare that you would ever find somewhere in San Diego County that is flat. Almost everywhere. And I'm trying to rack my brain here, but I can't think of, maybe some parts of East County and El Cajon, there's some flat like valleys to it, but for the most part, there's going to be hills, there's going to be mountains everywhere, including out there in El Cajon. Coronado is flat. And it's amazing because you see people riding their bikes everywhere, walking everywhere. It really promotes that. And it has this really just cool energy. I mean, it's a place that has a ton of American pride. Flags are just hanging from so many different homes there. Great food spots. San Diegans from all over the county take staycations in Coronado. So thinking about making your home a place where San Diegans vacation when doing a staycation, and of course anchored by the Hotel del Coronado, which, again, not to overuse this term, but is world famous, is renowned, is known everywhere for its unique, beautiful red tiled roof. And probably my favorite thing about not only Coronado, but also the Hotel del, because the beach is right there. Well, it's the biggest beach in San Diego, meaning the amount of sand, the amount of just space you can give yourself. There's literally no way for this place to get crowded. It's not like some of these beaches where you show up, park your car, take 7 steps, and boom, there's the water. You're talking, you could go on a jog and then finally get to the water. So there's so much area and space to just spread out. You'll see a lot of fire pits going on the beach, people running on the beach. It is beautiful. Make sure you visit Coronado, and don't miss the Coronado Golf Course. It's fun, it's not expensive, it's great views, not the most challenging or, it's not the most technical course by any means if you're a golfer, but if you want pretty affordable waterfront golf in San Diego, then that's a must-do. Distance to the beach? 0. It's on the beach. And distance to the airport, about 17 minutes. It is basically a suburb of downtown San Diego, but it'll take about 17 minutes because you do have to get out onto the Coronado Bridge, dip into downtown, and over to the airport. So by the time you're done doing all that, you'll be about 17 minutes in, but definitely really convenient if you're doing a lot of travel. Median price, 3.1 million. So it's one of the pricier neighborhoods in San Diego County, and you can get, of course, into a condo townhome in about the $1.9 million range. So you're not there for the affordability, you are there for the livability. For our fourth community, we're going to go up the freeway on the 15, and just east of the 15, we're going to find Poway. Poway is a suburban feel, but the reason it made this list is it has a country vibe. It is horse property, it has land to it, and Poway people are Poway people. So in this video, we're trying to find communities for you where there's really a sense of community pride. And people in Poway will let you know that that's where they live, that's where they're from. So it's just kind of interesting to me because as somebody that grew up in San Diego in Bonita, I always refer to myself as living in San Diego. If someone said, well, where in San Diego? I'd say Bonita. Well, not Poway people. Poway people say, I live in Poway. Where's Poway? Then they'll let you know it's part of San Diego County. So it just has that energy to it. Again, a big kind of horse, agricultural, just kind of country vibe to it. But what's interesting about it is it's not like it's rural by any means. It's definitely a city. It definitely has traffic and all those sorts of things that you'd come to expect, restaurants and shopping options, all that stuff. And really nice proximity, of course, also to the freeway to jump on the 15 and get downtown. The reason that I mentioned that is for a long time, the San Diego Padres players, really, I think it was Tony Gwynn that started the trend. They'd live in Poway to kind of get themselves away from all the action downtown, all the trouble they could possibly get into, have some privacy, which Poway definitely will afford you, but then they could get down to the ballpark very quickly when it was in Mission Valley and even now when it's downtown. So my favorite community things to do in Poway are the old Poway Park train rides, and that brings up huge memories of taking my firstborn there. We would ride that train all the time. Just really, really fun. Of course, the Saturday Farmers Market is among the very best anywhere around San Diego County. And there's the summer concert series. The Poway Rodeo is awesome. I mean, you'll think you're in Texas for a hot minute, so definitely hit that. And there's the Poway Winter Festival for sledding, ice skating, snow areas, all that. It gets set up. Just a really fun place. As far as proximity to the airport, you're going to be there in about 30 minutes, and it's going to take you about the same amount of time to get to the beach. Average price point, median price point, I should say, in Poway for a single-family home, $1.3 million, and for a townhome or condo, about $700,000 range, $725,000. So with that, we're left with our final location, and that's Encinitas. Encinitas being just really one of the cool locations in San Diego County. It's located in what we call North County Coastal. Encinitas has this great surfy local vibe right along the 101, and it's just lined with bars and restaurants and shops and little wine bars also. I mean, it's a cool place. It's the type of place where if you call your friends up and say, hey, let's go have dinner in Encinitas, like immediately the fun factor just went up, right? People are like, oh, that sounds great. And where should we go? Because there's so many darn options that I've wanted to try, haven't tried them all, never probably will be able to. That's Encinitas. And it has essentially two centers to it. There's what people kind of think of as downtown Encinitas, where you have the big Encinitas sign. And then there's Leucadia. Leucadia being a little bit more bohemian, a little bit more relaxed, even more laid back, but with food that is elevated, amazing. You have to go, you have to try it. Distance to the beach, about 0 to 10 minutes. 0 because some of it's literally on the beach, but it does have some inland locations. Encinitas does go fairly far inland, in fact, as you go all the way through Olivenhain. And if you're looking for kind of a beachy yet farmy, horsey living experience, go find our Olivenhain video right here on this channel. You're going to love it. That's part of Encinitas. As far as proximity to the airport, you could be there in about a half hour. Median home price in Encinitas, $2.13 for a single family home. And if you're looking to get into a townhome condo, you could be in right at about $1 million. And make sure you don't miss some of my favorite things to do there over the course of the year, which is the Art Festival, the Encinitas Holiday Street Fair, and the Encinitas Spring Street Fair. Also, if there's going to be an Oktoberfest that even comes close to competing with that of Ocean Beach, then it's going to be the one in Encinitas. In fact, you could sort of think about Encinitas as Ocean Beach's kind of cousin in the north side of San Diego, if you will. But I hope you found this helpful. These are neighborhoods that have unique feel that people will let you know with pride, hey, that's where I live within San Diego County. And so if you're looking for that type of place where you want like-minded people, get to know your neighbors, and have a little bit of walkability, that's also a theme of most of those neighborhoods mentioned, aside from Del Sur and Poway, not those two, but Coronado, Ocean Beach, Encinitas, they have a little walkability to them. Then this video hopefully has served you and answered some questions. I'm Dan Beer Home Team here at eXp Realty. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on the next video.